Hello friends, it's fun, isn't it? Doing Java coding with a cup of coffee or tea. I'm actually having a cup of coffee while recording this video. If you don't, then go ahead, pause this video for a moment and grab one. That will add a lot of flavor to Java programming. Well, having said that, let me start off with my quick introduction. I'll keep it very small. I'm Sudhanshu, a Java coder, that's it. Let me ask you one question. How many of you have come across a situation or rather a roadblock that has consumed all your day and night fighting with some technical stuff, some technical issue, and in the end you come to know how easy its resolution was? And the key thing is, by the time we have found out its resolution, by that time we have already spent 24, 48 or probably good 72 hours fighting with that issue. So today I'm going to talk about an extremely basic topic about a direct way to iterate over a Java list object inside a JavaScript function. Let me explain that to you with a quick case study. To be more precise, there is no direct way to achieve that. Oh really? Yes, that's true. There is no direct way to achieve that. This sounds really weird, but that's a fact. Though it's quite easy with JSP pages. Like, I hope you guys understand JSP technology and JSTL tags. So you understand this thing that we can access a list object inside a JSP page by using JSTL tags. We can use JSTL for loop. Then we can use a dollar symbol and adding that key name inside those braces. And this is quite easy. But what if I want to pass that list object to JavaScript right into a function? How to do that? And this is where the problem begins. So let's understand this with its exact root cause, its problem statement, and a possible and accepted solution to it. So in order to explain it in a more elaborative way, I have created a very small web application that is based on the Spring framework. So let me quickly jump onto my Eclipse IDE. And now, as you can see this picture, like it's all about accessing Java list in a JavaScript function, and there is a hot coffee. So Java is always associated with hot cup of coffee. So here you go. This is my Spring-based web application. If I talk about the specifications, then I've used a Gradle build tool. And then I'm using Java 8 Spring 4 Plus version, and then the Tomcat that I've used is Tomcat version 8. So I've already configured everything in this web application. Like I've configured the target runtime environment using Tomcat 8 and Java 8. So it's all ready right here, for a demo of that problem statement and how to address that. So as you can see, this is my controller class. I'm sorry, hello world controller, and then it is having this request mapping. Its value is JS data. Now what it means is all the requests that is getting originated from client side, that has JS data appended right after the application context, then all those requests will be entertained by this function JS data. And it is also designed in such a way that it will only accept GET request, as you can see here. If the request type is not GET, if it is, let's say, post, delete, or put, then it will fail because it is only capable of handling GET request. If you want it to handle all kind of requests, then you can probably remove this thing. So I may take, I'll create some session on the Spring framework later on, so I'll not jump into how to use a Spring, right? So let me, go one step ahead and focus on the problem statement. So inside this JS data function, as you can see, like I have created and initialized one array list of the string type, and this is the data, that is the object that we have created. And I've simply added some data to it, like data 1, data 2, data 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the end I have added this data to this model map having key as key, right? So if you want to pass any data from controller to a JSP page or velocity page or HTML, then you got to put that in the model map, and that is the reason I've added this data to model map, and then I'm returning everything to this JSP page, that is data JSP.jsp. Now let's jump onto this JSP page and let me show you how it looks like. So like there is a body tag, and on an event onload I'm calling this my function, which is defined inside this script tag. You can see this is the starting of script tag, this is the closing of script tag, and then we have my function, and this function is doing nothing. It is simply alerting this data, and data is, I've created a variable and it is getting assigned to this value key. Key is the Java list that we have added to model map, right? I hope it's clear so far, it makes sense. And just to show you how it is going to be displayed on the browser, I've simply added a para tag and I'm displaying, or you can say printing, this list using $symbol directly. So you can say like this JSP has been divided in two parts. One is what is inside the script tag and what is outside the script tag. So let me quickly start the server and show you how difficult it is going to be for JavaScript to render or to alert this list value. So server is up and running. Let me open a browser and let me hit this URL. So just take a close look at this URL. This is the host name, this is the port number, this is the application context, and this is the request mapping that we did inside the controller. And this is the request I was talking about, which is getting originated from client side. So if I hit this, look at this, it is undefined. This means JavaScript is not able to recognize that list object. And why is it that? So the main problem here is, so before getting on to the main problem, let me close this alert statement and see what is getting displayed on the browser. See, it is displaying data 1, data 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the same data that we added to the list object. So what it means is, JSP outside the script tag is able to recognize that data, but a function, a JavaScript function, is not able to do that. And what is its reason? And the reason is very simple. The main problem here is that there are no double quotes in Java list. Java list does not enclose the list values with double quotes. So it would not understand that data and will treat that object as an undefined value, and that's exactly what is happening here. See this, undefined. So next step, what is its solution? The solution to this problem is very straightforward. We just need to convert that Java list object into JSON format before actually passing it on to a JavaScript function. So let's say you have a Spring application or any MVC application or any web application where you're trying to do this, So in the controller or in the function or in the Java call, all you need to do is use any JSON processor to convert that list into JSON format, that is into double quotes. Or you can say in simple words, simply convert that list object into a string with double quoted values, so that all those values are enclosed in double quotes, right? So see, I'm focusing a lot on double quotes just to make sure you guys are getting this point. Now, if you talk about JSON processors, we have many in the market. Like there is one Json that comes from Google, and there is one Json that comes from, I believe, Apache. Both are equally good. Json is slightly better in terms of performance. If you're building or implementing a huge application, uh, or you can say an enterprise application, then probably Json is a better choice. But having said that, it totally depends on the kind of architecture you have and the kind of designing you have done, you know, during the designing phase. So it totally depends. It depends on many factors. So it's your call which one to use, Json or JSON. Probably your architect can decide, you know, this by considering each and every factor. Though this recording, this video is not to decide which JSON parser to use. This is to show you how to iterate a Java list object inside a JavaScript function. So in my application, I have used Json parser to convert that list of list object into double quoted values. So let me quickly jump onto that, and then you would be able to understand what I've been talking, you know, since past 12 or 10 minutes. I'm again gonna open up my Eclipse, and this is my controller. So what I'm gonna do is, so there is a class object mapper that is there right in that jar file, that is the Json jar file. So okay, let me touch upon, you know, that build.gradle a little bit. So I have declared this line, and I'm including this Json core library, that jar file, and its version I've defined as Json version 2.7.4, and this Gradle is a magical tool. So the way we have Maven, like we used to have Maven in our project, but now we are, you know, using Gradle instead of Maven because it is more powerful. It is like an upgraded version of Maven, and it is a magical tool because it replaces 10 lines of code of Maven into a single line in Gradle. So you don't need to, so just think about it, like if you do not have Maven or Gradle in your project and you want some jar files, and what would you do? You would probably go to some third-party websites or Apache website, download those jar files and put it on the class path and then build your application. But with Gradle, you don't need to do that. Gradle will take out all the pain from your application. It will automatically, on the fly, out of the box, get those jar files and will put it in the class path for your use. And Gradle is really very useful build tool. So I would definitely take one session on Gradle build tool. So probably, you know, in future I'll record one video on that. But let's not get it, you know, let's not dive deep into Gradle. Let's go back to our Hello World controller. So as I mentioned, there is a class object mapper like this. Mapper. Let me create its object and initialize it like this. So I've simply created a mapper object. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one string variable. Let's call it new data, and there is a function write value as a string and pass our list object into this function. And this line is going to do all the magic. What it is going to do is it is going to convert this list object into a string that is going to have each of its values enclosed in double quotes. Seems like a magic, right? So let me replace this old data with our new data. That's it. I'm going to save this. And now Eclipse is automatically going to restart our application so that the changes would come in effect immediately. So this is again like a lovely feature of Eclipse. You don't need to restart manually. It does it automatically, most of the things. So this was my old way. Now let me hit this URL again on a new tab on the same browser. See what happens. Here you go. Let's see the magic. We were getting undefined, but now we are getting those values, data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4, 5, 6 in the alert statement. So what has changed? What is that factor that did this magic? Let's close this alert statement and you would see the difference. See, these values, these are double quoted, right? See this data 1, it is enclosed inside double quotes, but in the old tab, it wasn't. And that is the problem. So it is like if it is having double quotes, then it belongs to JavaScript family, and JavaScript is able to recognize them. And if it is not, then it is not able to recognize them. It's as simple as that. So guys, this is the line that has done all the magic. So all we needed to do is use a JSON processor like Json or Json and convert that list object into JSON format or a string that has all the values double quoted. And if it is done, then JavaScript will have no problems in rendering those values. It's not only JavaScript, even if you're using jQuery, it is going to follow the same implementation. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Please stay tuned for my next video that is going to have some exciting tech stuff. Also, please subscribe to my channel in order to get updates automatically. Thanks for now. Bye. Take care.